Textual Builder Supply is pleased to present you with this recording of the technical question that is listed in the title of this video.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
Okay, it's Rich. What questions do you have about the Jackson?
Okay, I've ran into this a couple of times. I'm not sure what to do or can't figure out or find anything wrong. If they don't want to lock out with the key. You know, you open it up and then you turn it back a little bit to the right. And sometimes the last one I was stuck on, when the door was open, it worked fine. And then when the door was shut, it would never work right. So as I looked through the diagrams, I looked about this lockout paw. I was just curious what somebody might suggest for me.
What are you trying to? What is it not doing?
I'm trying to so that they can lock it out with their key.
Lock it out.
Dog it out with when they unlock it with their key, you should be able to also then turn it to the left and it unlocks it. And then if I turn it to the right to about 1 o'clock, it clicks and it stays unlocked.
Okay, so
before I go pulling that thing all the way up out of there, I was just trying to get a little more information.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, the installation instructions are a good start for that stuff. Has it ever worked?
Yes, they said it's been working fine, and then it stopped. And this is at a church. They said one of the guys there, some engineer that works out in the steel mill, bought the plastic guide and stuff and redid the top. And as I'm messing with this, I mean, first I think, okay, they drilled the hole, made it bigger, and now it's going too far in. And that little piece of metal at the top that triggers it, the little latch there, it was weird. With the door open, it would work fine. So then I went and stood inside, and they had made the hole bigger, so I thought it was coming too close. So then as I'm inside holding the door, and I got the guy outside, it's not doing it. So then once I open up the door, it works fine when the door is open. So I thought, well, maybe the thing is not going far enough deep in the bottom hole. The hole's plenty deep down there. I mean, I can't find nothing wrong. And then it works fine with the door open.
So it worked. Then step 1, it worked. Step 2, there was modifications to the door. And step 3, it stopped working.
Yes.
Yeah.
So right now is what I have them doing is just using a screwdriver and dogging out, pushing it down, push the handle down and dog it out.
From the inside, yeah. Yes.
Because I was like, well, I said, I don't get these a lot, I told them. And I said, well, as I'm seeing this, because I've seen them without the dog out on the underneath. So I just thought, well, maybe this is a different style. And it's not supposed to even do that. But as I did my research, it sounds like it should be able to lock it out with the key on the outside. And then I found the thing where if you don't want it to do that on the inside, there to remove the lockout paw. Dogout paw, or whatever it was called.
Yeah, the dogging paw.
So I was just curious is this something that you think I've got to pull the whole thing up out of there and something's got to be replaced, or
something.
Hear anything like this? You hear of this happening, and because I did notice a few little burrs on that lockout paw.
Yeah,
so does it just it takes a standard cam on the back of your mortise cylinder, right?
I don't know if it takes a standard cam. I think it probably takes an Adams right cam. If you've not hit subscribe yet, we would very much appreciate if you did, and hopefully you're enjoying this video. Now, let's get back to it.
Oh, so not just that standard, like what you get, that little tiny nipple one? You're thinking something different than that one?
I'm not thinking. You're using the word standard. Standard cam means a cam that would be like an 863G from Caba Ilco. I think that's the part number. A standard cam would just be a what is sometimes known as a Yale cam.
Oh.
and the standard cam, if you, yeah, it would be Kaba, like 863G would be the Kaba Ilko part number for that, for a standard cam. But this requires an Adams right cam, which should be an 863A if we're using Kaba Ilko as a reference point. Yeah, I mean, it could be coincidental that the pawl was somehow damaged in the rework. What was reworked and for what reason?
I don't know what was why the reason was, but they changed the plastic guide on the top.
Oh,
For the top.
just the, yeah. Well, that should not have the rod guides would. Well, I mean, if the rods are not moving freely, that would certainly.
Yeah, no. I mean, they move fine, and then in the door it locks up fine. You put your key in there, it opens up. But when you go to lock it out with the key, dog it out with the key. I might not say the right words, but when you take the key and you unlocked it, so now the rods are up. I mean, they're done, retracted. Then I turn the key to the right, just to like 1 o'clock. You would hear a click, and it would hold it unlocked.
Hold them retracted. Yes. Okay. So the
so
rods
so now when I would shut the door, it wouldn't work. So I went inside and looking, and I see that little angled piece of metal that triggers it. It didn't seem like it was touching anything.
Yeah.
So
so you're from the outside, you're going to have the rods retracted. If you're going to dog it from the exterior using the mortise cylinder, you'll have to have the rods retracted. From the inside, same operation. You're just not going to use the key. You're going to use the dogging turn screwdriver, slotted screwdriver, as you had mentioned. So at this point, I would be investigating the health and, well, first the existence and then the health of the dogging pawl. That's called out in the installation instructions. And determining if that somehow is no longer working. It doesn't take much for metal to be fatigued where stuff doesn't work right anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I do see a little burr. I did see a little bit burr on it. Like I said, I didn't know for sure. I thought, well, maybe there's a little nipple that is worn off. But as I look in the in the schematics that I've been pulling up, it looks normal, but there is a little burrish because you can feel. I rub my finger on there and you can sharp, and you can visually see a little indentation. So maybe just that dog out paw might have to be replaced.
Could be. I would, especially if there's another door on the building with a healthy unit, I would be comparing the health of those, and I'd swap parts around if I had to.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Well, I was just trying to find out before I go and tell these people we need to pull that and replace it, and I don't think that needs to be done. And now that they know how to dog it out, I don't know if they're going to be. I don't even know if they're going to worry about it now.
Yeah, they probably.
But I'm supposed to get back. I'm supposed to get back with them and let them know what I found out.
Yeah, for sure. You're right. They may say, well, we can still dog it from the inside. That's all good. But it would be nice to have it work the way it's supposed to, because that interior dogging mechanism, those wear as well. So sooner or later, you'll be faced with having to do some sort of service to it. It's better to catch it early than late.
Right, because I have a door that's I'm not sure on which Jackson it is, but it's the same setup, but it's got that bigger, fatter exit device. It's like a big fat square, 4x4 that goes across the door.
Yeah, it looks more like your standard Von Dupont.
Are those the ones that are 2085 or 2185?
Yeah, 2085 it could be.
And I'm having the same problem with this place. This is at a hamburger joint, and they weren't wanting to pull. I don't know what they did. They decided to do something. I think they put actually like a bicycle thing around the handle on the inside. But yeah, that was because I talked to some locksmiths and they were, we don't mess with those. Another one like, I ran into it once and they had a canopy, so we had them call the door doctor, and I just was wanting to figure it out myself.
You will. All you got to do is walk the path.
Okie doke. Well, I appreciate your time. You were very helpful.
Excellent, sir. Let me know how it turns out.
All right, great.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Architectural Builders Supply hopes you have enjoyed this program. Please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.